please like and subscribe to my channel. So in today's video, we'll be going over a story titled, I Think My Wife is Cheating. Ultimately, this guy returned home early from a business trip where he found his wife in the company of an acquaintance. His wife then proceeded to act in a suspicious manner, which led him to question whether or not she has been faithful to him while he was away. I'll now dive into the story where I share my thoughts and opinions on the matter at hand. My wife and I have been married for 31 years. We live on the West Coast. 20 years ago, my company moved our little family from the East Coast. Over the years, I have taken on more responsibilities and I'm currently a VP of West Coast operations. I latched onto the coattails of a man who became my mentor. When he was promoted to the North American VP, I took his spot. He is now retiring. He has encouraged me to put my hat into the ring to replace him. If I get the position, it would mean moving back to the East Coast where we grew up. We are well established where we are. We are involved in the community through the charitable works of my company's foundation and our own personal charities we work with. Our kids are grown up now and scattered across the country. None live near us. Our weekends are usually full of events or traveling to see the kids. I discussed with my wife. She has some issues with me getting the position. She is not sure she wants to uproot everything. The move would take us back to near our extended families. One of our kids would be about 200 miles away. This is probably my last move up the company because at my age and position now, there is nowhere else to go. We have discussed this and came to the conclusion to do the interviews as it won't hurt anything. My boss is pushing for me. I know many of the board members as some come to the charity events we participate in. I also know the upper management quite well because of the years I have been there. I have to emphasize here again, my wife is having a hard time with this. I understand completely how she feels. Her feelings and emotions about the issue is justified because they have been living in this area for over 20 years. That's 20 years of friendship, 20 years of connection, 20 years of bonding. That's 20 years of her life in this one place. So for her to just get up, move back east and turn her back and all of that it's asking a lot for her. So I understand her hesitancy. But let's continue. So I went to the interviews this week. Flew back east to HQ. Interviews went well. 3 other internal candidates and they are looking outside the company also. I had to sell myself to them. They did not try to sell the position to me. So I know that I'm not a sure thing here. Talk to the wife each night. She started crying that she did not want to keep me from this position. We would talk when I got back. I know she was emotional because of the move, but this was out of the norm for her. The last interview was Thursday. I was staying and flying back on Friday. I caught a flight back on Thursday to see what was going on. So you notice at one junction, oh, I didn't want you to take this opportunity. And then at another junction, she's like, I don't want to stop you from advancing your career. That's a red flag. I think she's planting the seed. She's planted the seed for a plan that she has in the pipeline. I don't know yet, but we'll see what it is as this story progresses. I walk in the door about 9 p.m. and she's on the couch with a guy Sam I know from some charity work. There's an empty wine bottle. I asked what was going on. She said Sam stopped over to talk about an upcoming event. Having a drink with a guest is not unusual when I am there. I take my bag to the bedroom. The bed is unmade. We always make the bed every morning. It's a habit of accomplishing something every day, never miss. So this guy, he came home, he saw a guy who is in his house unbeknownst to him, having a good time with his wife, drinking, laughing, all comfortable. And this guy then proceeded to leave as he walked in. That's a red flag. That's a cause for suspicion. He mentioned that they would entertain guests while he was there, but she invited this guy in. She invited this guy over without informing her husband that, hey, Sam is gonna come by, or Sam has stopped by. You see, no communication there. And so when he turned up now, to his surprise, she's there having a good time with a guy who he has no knowledge of, who he's not friendly with. It warrants the way he's feeling about the situation. And any man who loves this woman, who encounters something like this, would also entertain the thoughts of something not being right. And you notice he mentioned about the bed being unmade. He said that it's a culture for them to always make the bed every morning. It's 9 p.m. at night. She probably had a nap throughout the day, as well as she might have been in the bed with Sam, taking it from him like a ram, but it's all speculation at this point. We'll see what happens. We said goodbye, then kisses my wife and asks why am I home a day early. I walk past her in the kitchen, dishes on the table, pots on the stove. She made her dinner. I asked what is going on here. Oh, I was cooking, so I asked Sam to stay for dinner. My wife will seldom ever cook a full meal. So you notice all these things that she's doing outside of her character. The bed is not made. She has cooked, you know. She's questioning him why is he home. So instead of gracefully embracing her husband, being happy that he's home, being joyful that she is in her presence, she is hesitant. She's unwelcoming to him. She's like, why are you home so early? Why are you home so early? She didn't even ask him how the trip went, how the interviews went. I know she wasn't supportive of him, you know, going to the interviews, but that does not excuse her behavior. So she asks again, why are you home so early? She's really nervous and is visibly shaking. That's her conscience. You caught her in the act. She wasn't expecting you to return home on Thursday. She was expecting to see you on Friday. You turning up, you step in the midst of her plan. She probably had executed a good portion of that plan because guess what? The bed is unmade. They've had dinner. They're drinking wine. They're probably reboosting after having all that pleasure while you were away. You know, and know that you're confronting her. She does not know how to face you. I guarantee that if he had turned up on Friday, he would have had no knowledge that Sam was over and it would have been business as usual. But he surprised her. He stepped into the party and he broke up her folly ground. You know, and she was displeased. I think she was surprised and she just did not know how to respond. Now she's a bit tipsy from the wine, but I can see she's overing up quick. She says nothing is going on. So why do you say that? I'm usually pretty calm, but I lost it. It looks like you are screwing Sam. Do I have that right? She said to stop yelling and went to the bedroom and locked the door. How dare she run away from the issue at hand? She owes you an apology. Yet she decided to turn her back on you instead of, giving you a reasonable, rational explanation to eliminate any thoughts of doubt. Another red flag. Her conscience is giving her an ass whooping. So now it's Saturday. Oh, she's been locked away for 3 days. So it's been 72 hours since she's locked herself in that room. Without saying a goddamn thing, without coming out and having a discussion. So it's Saturday. She only came out to grab something to eat while I was on the phone and ran back to the room. I have asked her to come out and talk. So this guy is the one begging her to talk. She should be the one begging him to talk, but that's not the case. He's more interested in having the matter settled more than her, which is not a good sign. She's the one who trespassed against him. She's the one who breached his trust. She's the one who has a court. She's the one who has a court to settle with him. So she should be the one who is, going at him, trying to appease him, trying to eliminate any thought of doubt, trying to appease him in any way, shape or form that she could. But she's not doing that. He's the one trying to get her to engage with him, and that is not a good sign. Whether man or woman, if you're in a relationship, you must show your partner genuine love, but never ever make them think that, hey, I love you more than you love me, because that is a recipe for disrespect. That is a recipe for you be taken advantage of. And I can guarantee you that this guy being who he is, he entertained. He might not have seen this type of behavior, but he displays the type of behavior where he tries to ensure that his wife is always happy, which is a good thing. But you see, she uses that against him because he's begging. Him begging is like she doesn't have to face any serious repercussion. He's more willing to work it out than she is, which is not a good sign. So I promise not to yell. I know she's deflecting, trying to come up with a reasonable, explainable excuse. What else can I do? I need some clothes for sure. Took what I have out of the laundry. I am praying there's a reasonable answer, but with her being locked up, I do not think so. My boss called me and said another run of interviews next week. I do not know whether to stay for the marriage or continue the interviews. I already bailed on a dinner tonight since she won't answer me through the door. I really do not bounce this off. My eldest son and I are best buds, but I can't take this to him. Help me think straight. As it relates to your career, I think you should go do that interview and take that job, because obviously your wife is not interested in your feelings. You see how you rush back home to comfort her and reassure her that, hey, I have your back, yet she's not willing to engage you on that same level to eliminate the thoughts that you're entertaining your mind about her activities while you were gone. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It shows that this man loves his wife and he cherishes his relationship, but she has something to hide and she's afraid to confront him. She's afraid to face him with all the accusation and questions that he's gonna throw at her. So I'll now go to the comment section where I'll read one comment of another user. It states, you came home a day early. You noticed the bed was unmade, which you state is very unusual. You also know that your wife cooked meal, something she doesn't normally do when you are away, especially not for two. They were drinking wine. Your wife kept asking, why are you home early? Not, hey babe, I'm glad you're back, let's talk about the movie. The guy is in your household, drinking wine alone without your knowledge. You see, she didn't even tell him that she's having a guest over. And I think if she had said, hey, Wayne, Sam, Jack, Tom, or whoever is coming over for a while, stopping by for a while, he probably would say, why not wait till I get there? But I don't think he would, stop it from happening. She won't talk to you. Some married couple just don't hide in the bedroom of their spouses on a business trip. Exactly. She should be all over him, hugging him, welcoming him, making him feel at home, but she's not. Instead, she isolates herself from him. Not a good sign. Everyone can see through the guilt, which is radiating through her action. It's inevitable that she was cheating. She just does not know how to acknowledge it, and in not acknowledging it, she thinks that she can deflect or avoid the repercussions. But that's how it goes with relationships, man. You have to set the cards straight from the beginning. It's good to be nice, it's good to be all loving, but you have to set boundaries. And I guarantee you, the way this guy behaves, he set the tones for where the relationship is at now. He sound like a type who would be begging, kissing his wife ass. Nothing is wrong with kissing your wife ass, but you have to regulate how you do things. Otherwise, you're gonna be taken to the butcher. So this concludes the end of today's video. I hope you like. I'm gonna check if there's an update and post. So look forward to the next installment, and I hope you have a fantastic day and a fantastic week.